Good morning, guys. We're up way earlier than we have been the past 2 days. It is now 9 o'clock, yeah. But we're leaving by 9. We're not up by 9, so it makes a difference. Dave, where are we going today?
We are going to Inde Frede. I forget a pronunciation. It's the cafe next to the St. Sixtus monastery that makes the Westvleteren XII Trappist ale.
What is that?
It's rated the highest beer in the world. It's the best beer in the world, and it used to be really hard to get, and we tried to sign up where you could actually buy like a case of it, or a limit of 3, I believe. And then, but you have to have a bunch of information in the system, like your license plate, and you have to get in a certain internet room at a certain time to buy it, and we just couldn't get our account to work. So we're going to go to this cafe that's next to it that you can get the Westvleteren 12, the Blonde, the 8, and then they have a bunch of lunch options too in a gift shop. So we might be able to get some to take home, but we'll just have to see what we can get. But they do have it on draft, so that's a good thing.
Yep. We're excited.
We did get a bottle of the Westvleteren 12 yesterday at that bottle shop we went to, just in case to take home. But we'll see what we can get today for on-site consumption and more to take home. But we'll see.
Let's hit the road, Jack.
It's Dave.
Place being out in the middle of nowhere, there's actually a lot of people here. This is the cafe, and then we can show you the monastery in just a bit. Dave can tell you more about getting into the monastery. It's a very complicated process.
You can't really get in there. You can go to service and that's about it, but you can't really see the process. So you go and get your delivery there, but you really can't go in. Just only service.
So even like getting the service though, there's...
Yeah, you can just show up, but it's a little bit harder to do.
Okay, so the actual cafe here opens at 10, but they have a little store that you can buy beer to take home, and it's the beer that's brewed by the monastery. They open at 11, so there's a line, and Dave is waiting in line to get some of those beers. They sell out really fast. So yeah, Jensen and I are just here waiting for him.
That was the only one they had for sale in the gift shop today. They didn't have the Blonde or the 8, which is fine because that's what everybody was here for. It was a good sized line, and then there's only 1 6-pack per person, so we could have got 2, but that's a lot to carry on. And then it comes in a good cardboard box, so we should be able to get it back home just fine.
Yep. And he is going to let his sit.
Let it.
But I got coffee, so I'm going to drink mine now. Alright, Dave, you ready for the first sip?
Very good.
What does it taste like?
It's like it's a Trappist ale. It tastes just like one, like boozy, a little nutty, a little slightly malty, but it's really good.
I'm gonna try it now. That's very good. It's not, I don't know how to describe it. Dave does better at description.
A little boozy.
But yeah. Yeah, it is still amazing.
Trappist.
Yeah. And then you said, is there a reason why you drink it in a chalice? I thought you said there was.
Yeah, it's a proper glass. So it aerates it, so you get all the aromas and stuff. So you get like the nuttiness. There's like a slight nuttiness. So you drink like a bottle or something like that, it wouldn't be aerated.
So, very good. If you guys have a car or a bike, you have to come out. And meanwhile, enjoying his drink of water. And we also got just some little treats because technically we really haven't ate breakfast and this beer is going to be a little boozy.
Pretty.
Trappist 12, but it's still really good. It does have a yeasty flavor to it. It is crisp, definitely crisp. I like it a lot. Dave's trying to try? Okay, so Dave's going to try the blonde.
Yeah, this definitely has the Belgian yeast character to it. It's a lot different than in 12, obviously, but it's really nice and clean, a little crisp. It's a good one for sure. It's a lot easier to drink than the 12, which is like 10.2%. So.
Which one do you like better?
Oh, 12 for sure.
Yeah, I think I do too.
But yeah, this one's very good too.
Very good. Okay, so this is the monastery that all of the beer is brewed in. And as Dave was saying earlier, you are able to pick up your beer from this location, but it's really hard to do that. It's like an online process.
Yeah, you have to pre-order it at a certain like time frame. Like you got to do it for a certain date, and then you have to get in a certain like internet room type thing too. So you pick that.
But the cafe is open to anyone. It's a lot more accessible. Okay, Dave, so explain to us what a Trappist beer is.
Trappist ale? A Trappist ale is a beer that only Trappist monasteries can make. There's only, like, it has to be like official from like, you know, Belgium. And then there's 6, I don't know all 6 of them, but I know Orville's one, Chimay's one, Westvleteren. So in some of these monasteries, they only make one beer. Like Orville only makes Orville. And then here they make 3. They make a Westvleteren 12, an 8, and then a blonde. We didn't try the 8, but it's just a lighter, kind of less alcohol version of the 12. And the blonde is, you know, a blonde ale, so it's a little bit different. So the monk that started this all, he came here in like 1815, we believe, and then he started brewing in 1830. The thing about them brewing is that you can come in here and, you know, go to service with them, but you have to like ring a bell and you have to be at the right time and they'll let you in. But nobody's ever seen the process. It's not a monk. Like, you're not allowed to go in there and, you know, brew with them or even see the equipment. Like, you can't go in there at all. They like bring your order out to your car. So, and then they're not like, they brew beer to make money for the monastery. They only do a limited amount, like what they need to get by. So it's not really their they're not like, they're proud of what they do, but they don't really you know, advertise for it or anything like that.
It's more of like the art and the tradition.
Right.
Correct.
Right. It's just like how their monastery started, what they did. So that's why they keep going like tradition, and they just don't want to overdo it, or you know, because that's not what they're about. They're more about their religion and everything. So if you go to their website, it's harder to find the beer stalls and stuff because they just want to, you know, talk about what their beliefs are rather than that, because it's not what, you know, they're about. But they do make good beer, so.
Ended up just parking in the metro parking area because downtown Ghent was way too busy and crazy. There were absolutely no parking spots that we found, and we drove around for like 15-20 minutes or so. So we'll have to walk in a little bit to get to our destination, but it's okay. You know, rather do this and be less stressed out than worry about like trying to find parking downtown.
True.
So we're making our way to a cathedral right now, and we just went down this small street, and it is so quiet here. It's like crazy compared.
Quiet spot.
Yeah. If I had to live in Ghent, this is where I'd want to live. Stopped at this cute little coffee shop called Biden.
It's a bicycle and coffee.
Yeah, it said bicycle and coffee bar. It's like drink and live, I think. So one of the things that I really like about the coffee shops in Europe, typically they give you a little treat to go along with your coffee, which is really nice. So we're gonna give it a try. Yeah, it's cappuccino, but still really good. We got these because we were a little tired from getting up early, driving, and then drinking some beer, driving some more. So I'll try this.
If you wanted to buy a bicycle or some bicycle gear, you could do that there too.
Yeah, it was really cool. They had bicycles hanging up from the walls and lots of like plants, that very modern, like bohemian look, I guess. But yeah. Super awesome. I think these were €3 each. So let's continue on to the church. Originally here was a 10th century church, and then in the 12th century a Romanesque church took its place, and I believe after that, I cannot remember what year, but they built the church St. Bravos, and it's a Catholic church. One of the most important art pieces in Europe is placed in this church, and it's called the Mystical Lamb, or the Mystic Lamb. And you can see it for €4, and they've got like a little audio guide tour to help you like explain through it and stuff. And we went in to do it, and then Jensen started freaking out because he was hungry, so we just like went out and fed him, but that's okay. So, but at least we're here, you know. So yeah.
It's definitely worth the €4 to look at it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It was really cool to see. The audio tour was by panel and it was a little bit long too, but it was still good to see it.
Okay, That was a really long walk. We're still gonna try to go to Gravenstein Castle. It's like 6 o'clock right now. We're eating some crackers because we're really hungry. But
Energizing up for this drive.
yeah, and then we gotta go all the way back to Brussels. So yeah, and hopefully our ticket to get out of here works. To get out of this parking area. Our cards haven't been working for some reason. I'm not sure why. We'll see. Dave's trying to pay for our parking. My card didn't work. We'll see if his works. I don't know how we're gonna get out of this parking spot. I was totally off. I have no idea where my map was taking me, but it is like definitely within walking distance of St. Bravo Cathedral. It's right over there. So I don't know how we missed it, but anyway, the Gravenstein Castle was originally fortified in, I believe, like 1000 AD, and then the Counts of Flanders took over in like 1180, and since then it's kind of changed its rule throughout time. They built this one here on top of the original one, and over time it's been like the mint of Ghent, the cotton factory. It was a prison where like horrific acts of torture happened here, so it has a really big history. I believe you can go inside. It's now closed because it's after 6:30. One of the things that makes it really unique to other castles in Europe is it still has its moat around the entire castle. And most castles in Europe don't either never had a moat or do not have one any longer. So that's just kind of cool, and it's in the center, or like close to the center of the city. So yeah, you should definitely come check it out. And even just from the outside, it is amazing. Like, it is very well kept up for how long it's been standing. A 40-minute drive from here, and I have to say our Airbnb is in an ideal location. Even though it takes a little bit of time to get into downtown Brussels, we're outside of the city enough to where we have access to all the major interstates like right by us, and it takes a lot less time to get to other cities rather than trying to fight the traffic of downtown Brussels, which is really nice. Okay, so I think we're ending the vlog tonight with a little beer.
Cheers.
Cheers. What kind of beer is it, Dave?
So we had a Trappist theme today, and I picked up a Orville, which is a Trappist beer. So Orville only makes Orville, and they theirs is a little different. So first off, this isn't the right glassware to be using. You have to use a chalice like the Westvleteren, but this is all we have, so it'll work. But the good thing about Orville with the rare thing is that it's re-yeasted with Brettanomyces. So if it's 6 months or younger, it's really bitter and it's like hoppy. And then
is that kind of like yeast or? Yeah,
Brettanomyces is like a it gets re-yeasted with it, so it can add a little funk and sour to it over periods of time. So 6 months or younger, it's like, you know, really fresh and really bitter. And this one's 5 months old, so it's, you know, really fresh. And then the older it gets a little bit less bitter, a little bit more malty, noticeable, and then gets a little sour. Not like too sour, but so some people like them older, some people like them younger. And you can get this in the United States, but since we're doing the Trappist theme, I figured we'd get it at the bottle shop we were at yesterday.
Yeah, good idea. Jensen is very eager, if you can tell. Yeah, eager for bed.
Say good night.
Night night. So I think we're gonna end the vlog here. Oh wait, what did it taste like?
Oh, it's good. It's just really. It's pretty hoppy. It's got 3 different types of hops in it, so it's got a good Bavarian hop taste and some Sterling. So, you wanna try it?
Sure, I'll try it.
It's real refreshing. Pretty bitter at this point, but.
Oh, it's very bitter. Wow, like stings your tongue. It's so bitter.
Yeah, maybe.
It has a nice flavor though. It's just that like initial shock
Highly
to your
carbonated
senses.
since it's
Yeah.
pretty young.
Yeah.
But
Okay, we're ending the vlog before Jensen destroys the camera. Say night night, Jensen. Night night. Bye bye. See you next time. Is the bar. Cafe, sorry. Alright, Dave, what do you got there?
Let it sit.
What?
You gotta let it sit.
Bells are ringing. I'm waiting for the chime to stop.
should get a picture of me taking a picture of you with this guy.
Yeah, I know. Dave is very talented at multitasking.
I'm getting there.
Thank you. Yeah, now it's focused.